Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless true love reading, path of true love reading. Timeless, but being recorded in December 2020. I am your reader, Markangela Lyons Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, son of a Cancerian mother. The Archangel of Lions, Markangela Lyons. She named me. But you could call me Mal. Welcome. Hi, my crab cakes, my crablets. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for your love and support of the channel. It's been a very interesting year. 2020 certainly is. So it is my honor and my privilege. It's a weird word to use nowadays, but I really mean it. It's like I feel very, very honored and privileged to be doing this work for all y'all on YouTube. By the way, there's an extended reading for this one. The link is in the description box. It's over on VIMEO.com. So if you're interested, if this reading clicks for you, just want to get the business part of it out of the way. If you're new to my channel, please do like the video, subscribe, all the YouTubey stuff to help people get my, see my work, help me get my work out there, be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, hey, let's get up in this gig, right? It's a general read, path of true love read, a true love reading the way I do it. This is your spiritual path, your healing journey, your hero's journey through your relationships of all different flavors, shapes, sizes, you know, friends, lovers, exes, family members, bosses, co-workers, you get the idea. That are all here to help you grow and learn and become the best that you can be. Are there twin flames and soulmates in these? Most likely, if those are the only two kind of contracts, right? And you can have them with your parents or a lover or whoever, then this is really about focusing on you, what you can do to experience the true love that is your natural inheritance, but to remove the blocks to love's presence, right? Very Course in Miracles. We're doing 13 cards. A 10-card Celtic Cross with Daughters of the Moon Tarot with a Carolyn Mace Archetype card to kind of give you an idea of the soul power involved here that you're alchemizing within yourself, someone else, or a situation. A Whisper of Love Oracle, a message from your higher self, and a Healing Mantra deck card by Matt Kahn to pull you through this. And by the end of that, really 13 cards, Celtic Cross, you'll know if this is your reading. And if you want the extended, go for it. They're $5 and they've all been like over 30 minutes so far because oh, I got 10 decks on the table, my Cancerian. So though I'm only using 4 for this part, those other 6 are just staring at me. And we're going to clarify these suckers until I say they're clear. And I love all my signs, but my Cancerian, it's like, I don't know, in some way giving love and support to my mom. You know, holographic reality, zodiacal gestalts, what have you. Let's get up in this gig. Focus on your breath. Stay in the present moment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. And I will give you the very best and the very blessed that I can, focusing on my breath, focusing on the prayer to ask for the pieces of guidance, grace, clarity, wisdom, and inspiration for you all. Let's do this. Breathe. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom with some other cool links about true love and other stuff on the way down. Check it out if you feel so called. Otherwise, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, using the Caroline Mace Archetype deck. What is the dominant archetype that the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign face within themselves, within another, within a situation, all of that, some of that? In the month of December 2020 or timeless, whenever they are watching this, please just leave it in my hand. Just 1, that feels like 2, it was. The poet archetype now means you're dealing with a poet. Somebody else in your life, maybe that's the poet within yourself. Sorry, the heating just came on. I hope that's not a huge distraction. Forgot to shut it down a few degrees, but I have central heating. It does the job relatively quickly. The shadow and the light here, this is the lead that's being alchemized into the gold as the result of the path of true love for you for December or timeless. The shadow attribute turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Now, I will say I have that, particularly in terms of rewriting songs that I don't like or that are overplayed. I will bust a whole new lyric on something, twist the words. I worked at a place called Body, Mind, and Soul in Huntington Station, New York in the 90s, in the early 90s, right? And that's when Enya Watermark came out, and the company just played that CD over and over and over on loop all day long. So eat my shorts, eat my shorts, eat my shorts. Now I think that's a very lame example, but you sort of get that idea how someone can turn a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Granted, it was just to get me through the day. I was 22. Light attribute expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So it's not really all about rhyme and meter when it comes to the expressing of soul. And I do get poetic. When I'm in love with somebody, oh, fuck, man. They don't know what hit them. How do I love thee? Let me boink the ways, right? You know, this would be a lot of fun. But also, if this person or you, if it's you, really in the shadow, the poetry that comes out of pain, right, is often alchemical gold, right? It's a way of expressing yourself and insights with symbolic language, because life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long, and every day is a winding road. I gotta look closer. Oh, my magical name is Elstar Mooncrow. I just had no idea it was Cheryl. Take a nice deep breath. This is the dominant energy that we'll be looking at here with this Celtic Cross. Let's get into the Celtic Cross with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Now, here's the deal. As an incentive for you to go check out the extended, the Celtic Cross we're about to do is using the Divine Feminine deck for me, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the voices of the goddess, the divine yin, the yin force, whatever you want to call it. So this is what's going on inside of you, the world behind your eyes, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. You want to see what's happening in the physical world, root, sacrum, solar plexus? That we do in the extended with the Mythic Tarot. But I'll give you enough here that you can kind of suss this out. Calling for $5. Unlimited views on YouTube. Let's do this. My goddesses of water in the sign of Cancer, Hestia, Herakahate, please. I need 10 cards, Celtic Cross, for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. December 2020 or timeless. Let's call them out as we go. What is the card that covers them, the card that represents them on the path of true love? Two of Blades, analysis. Now, people will say this is a crossroads, right, or indecision. To me, decision is element of fire, not air. This is an air card. So even if you are at a crossroads, you're thinking about both ways. What if I go this way? What if I go this way? Keep in mind, there's a trap of the ego where it anticipates. It tries to anticipate every possible outcome to avoid pain. But, you know, the soul sometimes needs us in pain and suffering. Sometimes you have to take the path less traveled. The road less traveled. Scott M. Peck. What crosses them, my goddesses, please? With that Two of Blades, that's them. What crosses them on the path of true love? Decisions, Chokhmah. The Eight of Blades, Chokhmah, one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life, but in this card depicted as, trying to get the shine off that, the desert goddess of desert winds, right? So all of those sickles spinning around her, she's juggling them. Think about what happens if she catches one of those wrong, right? It's like a decision, like an incision, like a cut. So there is something going on here for you, and you know, this is not the Lover's card. The Lover's card is the big major arcana life-changing decision. There's some others that hint at that, but this is really a mental process, right? So this may not be so much the decision-making of the soul journey, but that you're at a place where there are decisions that need to be made, and you're already in a process of analysis. So we're seeing a lot of air energy, first two cards down, right? So that sort of frames where you are, who you are, and where you are. On the path of true love, my goddesses, what's going on at the core, that third position, sometimes at the core of themselves, right, almost like the root chakra of the situation, what's really going on, but often something so deep inside, so deep inside, please. What's going on for them at the core on the path of true love, December 2020 or timeless for my Cancerians? Yeah, the volcano, Pele, Five of Flame. So we're looking at something that has been brewing for a while. Energy pent up. There's the word, pent up. Now, Cancerians, though you are water signs and highly sensitive, you're not always exactly known for being upfront about your emotions, very much like, well, really the other water signs, like Pisces can swim away, and Scorpio is occluded anyway, right? There's always something hidden with Scorpios. That's just how they are. But this is element of fire, not water. So this could be anger, this could be frustration, this could even be Kundalini building up in your root chakra, getting ready to blast its way up and through, regardless. A card of change, 5, but the element of fire, transformation. So it doesn't feel like this may be coming from inspiration so much right now, more like frustration or anger or something that's been boiling for a long time or something that you've really wanted to do on the path of true love, so to speak. But there are decisions that have to be made, and they are all in the element of air. So it's all up in here, but you're a water sign now, granted. If you're, let's say, I don't know, a Gemini with a Cancer moon, right? If it's not your sun sign, then really, really look at your Venus placement there, because it's a lot of air, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, because that is ruled by Libra and Taurus astrology. My goddesses, what's behind them on the path of true love that got them to this place of the Ace of Blades with them as the 2 of Blades? Another air card, the 9 of Blades. So this is the card of criticism, is what it's written on the card. But here we're looking at that intensive focus that can keep you up at night, right? The traditional 9 of Swords, right away in bed. Nobody notices that the bedspread has all zodiacal signs on it. Go check it out. So there is a lot of influence here. There is resolution coming, but in a way, you went from the 9 to the 8, right? The even numbers in the first 6 cards are the timeline, past, present, future. So this is past, right? This deep, intensive focus, like critical thought, really going deep, perhaps, into something, but mentally. And then to bring yourself to a place of decision. Now, granted, the 8 of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot is, blindfolded and bound in a mental trap. Are you in a mental trap, or is this card saying that you make the decision about whether or not you want to stay in this? And it feels like you have the motivation, but it's motivation, not inspiration. Motivation can often come from anger, right? And frustration and fear, right? You get motivated to do something. It's like, oh, I got to go to work. I got to work. I don't want to work. I want to stay at home in bed, but I got to go to work, or whatever your situation is, right? So there's that thing of that you have the power to blast through this inside of you. But right now you're still kind of sort of in mind mode. Let's look at the crown. 5th position, my goddesses. What is being crowned for them on the path of true love? Like, what's coming into being that they may have some suspicions about, but that is coming in, like a baby being born, like a baby crowning for them. What is the immediate future, the next step, I always used to call it. Let's call it that for the Cancerians. Kind of the next step, not necessarily the future, but what happens next? Conflict. There's the 4. So you got the 5 on the inner, and the conflict is coming to a head in the crown. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it shows up in the outside, right? This is the yin deck, the divine feminine aspect of what's going on inside of you, yin side of you. So it feels like you're coming into a real direct confrontation of the conflict. Now, look, I want to clarify something. You've already gone from the Knight to an 8, which would seem like a step backwards. It's not. It's part of that evolution. I worked with the Ashaya monks decades ago, and they said that meditation in particular can be very much like a washing machine. It goes this way, and then it goes this way. It goes this way, and it goes this way. So you release stress, and the thoughts come up, and then you get peace, right, in that deep silence and expansion. So it's like expansion and release. Expansion, expand, contract, expand, contract. So don't beat yourself up about that, because that's what these cards are saying. It can be saying that because of this focus, you've really, really brought yourself to at least the mental options of what your decisions are in front of you, which I think is brilliant. And with the 5 of flames in the core, really volcanic inside of you about something, doesn't have to be anger. For some of you it is. For some of it can be really intense desire. I really fucking want this. But then what's crowning, at least you get to see the conflict. Here are the 4 of flames, not like the 4 of wands, the wedding card, party, pre-party, the party's coming, let's have some shots. No, this is really about one flame firing a conflict. So if you put those together, because there's only one dragon in the card. It looks like there are 2 archers, but 1 dragon. So Pele is not just fueling the conflict, but perhaps moving forward, right? So though it looks like a step back numerically, it's not. It is part of it's not a problem, it's a process. Work. All right. 6th position, what's before you on the path, right? The even numbers. The 4, you've got the 9 of blades. The 2, you've got the 8 of blades. Let's see what you got in the 6. What is before you on the path of true love? My goddesses, please, with the Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs on the path of true love. What is before them on the path of true love? December 2020. Or a timeless. Please just leave it in my hands, my beloved goddesses. There are two there. I can tell there are two. Yep, and those, and I think those might have been three. Let's get a few tactile. Please, what is before them on the path of true love? December. Well, that would make sense with that card that fell out. Sorry, I don't take kickers unless they tell me to take them. So what does that mean when that happens? That there's something unstable coming. I mean, come on, you've got the volcano and the four flames, right? In sort of the vertical trajectory of core, cover, and crown, with that analysis going on. So that's, you might be feeding this fire with a lot of air, by the way, which you know can make it rage. So what is before them on the path of true love, December 2020? Or timeless, the Chariot, the Cancerian card. She's even got a moon shield there. This is my Wonder Woman card. This is taking both. Here you go. The white horse of inspiration and I should say the light horse of inspiration and the dark horse of motivation, and pulling them together. And I was feeling that, right? Your inspiration and your motivation, it's going to move you forward. Now that I feel like you can't do that without dealing with this inside of you, right? Channeling that energy of the Five of Flames. It's very Diana of Themyscira, right? But then, of course, what's the point of being an Amazon? It is actually the name of the card. It's called the Amazon, because you know I bought this deck. Isn't that right, Donna Troy? And Troy, look, Donna. If you know who Donna is, there she is, right? You got the Cassie Sandsmark. Yeah, I got Wonder Woman all over the place. So whatever this conflict is, that feels like it's, because it is inside of you, these are the end cards, it definitely gets you in alignment to move forward emotionally. Brings you into balance. All right, good cross. Interesting. A lot of fire and air, only one spirit card, really. Otherwise, it's all fire and air. All fire and music. Comment if you know what movie that's from. Eve. I understand. Of course, I'm sure her audition was filled with fire and music. My goddesses, what is their lesson? Seventh position, right? They call it negative influences. It's the universal learning template, what the divine is trying to teach them on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless, and we have got the card of completion. Shakti, the life dancer, the universe card, the world card, that you are learning about ending things here. Now, it might be an internal cycle. There might be, maybe you might be getting, it's like, this process that I am in is completing a cycle. This might be chomping at the bit to get to the new one, but it feels like you might be a little, I don't want to say stuck, but on a pause here in this place between the worlds. Now, granted, the card of the Fool in this deck, the Dreamer, is between those worlds, but this is just at the end of it. I'm wondering if this volcano is really about A, destroying and letting go, changing, right, your desires within you as you're bucking up against this conflict of something that might be over, or you might be over it, right? It's like, how do I get over this? What are the gods trying to teach me? Again, we're going to clarify this in the extended reading on Vimeo for sure. Particularly, we're going to get a Kuan Yin Oracle and an Archangel Michael Oracle. Got the new Crystal Oracle, that's the last card down. We got a lot to hit the table. My goddesses, how does the world see them? What do they look like on the path of true love? December 2020, or timeless, my Cancerians. See, here's the thing. From the world's point of view, you're 10 of Cups. Your cup is overflowing. It's the Ecstasy card, Inanna's House of Heaven. So, now here's the thing. That is how you are appearing to the world. You may not be feeling that way. It's a tricky thing because it's a yin card. So it's almost like the vibe you're giving off, how people feel you when they see you. It's like that vibe that's there. So if you're fronting, like Cancerians can, it's not necessarily deceptive. It's just they don't want people to know their business. So if they are exploding on the inside, I have a Cancerian mother, darling. That's why I call her Hera, right? Oh, storms are brewing, but no, everything's fine. Have a cookie. Have another cherry. Have another cherry. It's one of my favorite lines in any movie everywhere. Anywhere. So be aware of that. Not beware of it, be aware of it. It's like if you're not getting like the help and the sympathy that you want in this situation from people, it might be because they see like, no man, she's happy as pie, he's happy as pie, just let them be. Or let's jump in that ecstatic Inanna's hot tub dealio they got going on. That's got to be cold water. That's a waterfall. Wim Hof. Breathe. A little Wim Hof breath there for you, my goddesses, please. 9th position. What is their destiny, right? They're on the hero's journey. They're handed fate. They're trying to alchemize the lead of fate into the gold of destiny. So where are they on the hero's journey of the path of true love in terms of their fate becoming destiny? On the path of true love, December 2020 are timeless. Well, our first court card, we've got a Libra energy here, Skadi, the north wind. Yes, a huntress riding a swan, which I'm sure not easy to do. Those things are mean. But she is the Libra card, right? Sort of think like Aphrodite with a bow and arrow in the cold, right? Northern goddess here. Really feeling here that your destiny is coming about balancing things out, like just the Libra energy in general inside of you. Like it's really getting the mental, like I said, well, didn't I say something about Libra before? Yeah. Where was that card? Where was that I saw that? That thing of really balancing all of this mental stuff, right? To bring it into balance, to make a fair, balanced decision. But also, I could feel this could be somebody else very easily. We'll see in the extended. This is all your internal energies, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. So your destiny comes as a result, perhaps, of a 7th house one-on-one partnership. Certainly romance, right? It can be in that category. But this is about balance. This is about fairness. And this is probably about, the 7th house is also about dealing with your shadow self. Your relationship to your shadow is part of that light shadow balance, which we're looking at here. Look, if you're a poet, I would highly recommend just writing, even if nobody sees it, even if it doesn't rhyme. Like epic poetry did not rhyme. Like Beowulf isn't all in rhyme and meter. Not everything has to be a sonnet. So I'm on it. They should have hired me for the show Charmed. I would have written them so many fucking rhyming couplets that would have actually worked on set and freaked people out. So that Libra card, we will certainly plug that in because your outcome card is next, and you got 2 more cards to go, right? A Whisper of Love Oracle and a Healing Mantra deck. So let's see what's on the table here in terms of your outcome. Now remember, how I read the Celtic Cross, the 6th position, what's before you, and the 10th position, the outcome, are mutable, right? Because quantum timelines, you can jump timelines in the blink of an eye and be completely unaware of it. It's very Scott Bakula. Breathe. My goddesses, what is the most likely, probable quantum timeline outcome in what we've got here on the table for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless, please? Can you give us their most likely outcome here? The Lovers. This is the Lovers card. 2 women in this case. There's another one here with a man and a woman. Remember, it's a feminist deck. So this is really about the decision to love. This is about encompassing love. This is about, give me the words here. This is the decision, particularly if your destiny is coming with the Libra vibe on it. This is about choosing big love. About really saying, get my head, my heart, and my throat in alignment so that I can choose, throat chakra, the most loving and wise choice, right? To bring that into alignment. This is a big deal. You have 3 major arcana here. You've got the Chariot, the world, right? The Chariot and what's in front of you. The world, which is, the universe is telling you something's coming to an ending within yourself, and that choose love, even if this is love yourself no matter what. So whatever this fire is, this fire and air, is alchemized in some way to spirit if you take the hero's journey, which is not easy. It is a warrior's path, although you're doing it as a poet or you're dealing with somebody who's doing with it as a poet. And I have to say, for the poet archetype, plenty of air here to support that. And with that Libra card in your destiny, this could be a very poetic, artistic Libra person you are dealing with, or maybe that's you, even though you might have planets in Libra. That's why I'm so about the zodiac signs, because It's a general read, right? If this was you and me sitting across this table or on Facebook Messenger, which is where I do the majority of my readings nowadays, you'd really be able to tune in. You give me names, right? Get first name and zodiac sign is all I need to check in on somebody without violating. Spiritual ethics, intuitive ethics. Let's look from the higher selves of all involved. A whisper of love oracle. Breathe. Yeah, the higher selves of all involved here. One card in clarity, a whisper of love for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is it, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they need from their higher selves on the path of true love dealing with this? A lot of fire, a lot of air, but, you know, those three major arcana cards are no joke. Please, there's a decision in the air here they are dealing with. What is the piece of information, inspiration, or insight from their higher selves that they need on the path of true love? December 2020, or timeless. You are limitless. This has been coming up again. I haven't seen this card in months. Here it is. You are limitless. You big unicorn. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So it really is saying, this is in your hands. Your throat chakra. Spit, swallow, or chew. Even if you want to chew on it for a little while, that's fine. Right? Particularly as this conflict is coming in, this could be a thing that takes time. But in the end, really, you want to choose love, but maybe not something toxic. Am I getting something toxic here? Not necessarily, but I'm seeing sleepless nights, right? I'm seeing a lot of overthinking, a lot of analysis. Now you're faced with this decision. At least you're not trapped. You may feel trapped. I don't get that. Well, you know, they're gonna be like, bust me the fuck out of here. But I'm not getting that. What I am getting here is much more of a thing of taking your time here, and then once you make this decision, it's like pulling an arrow back on a bow. It may take a while, holding it in place, waiting, and then really fast, really fast. You are limitless. I mean, we all are from the soul's perspective, but how much do we make choices based on that feeling of true freedom that is the spirit, the truth of who we are? Fascinating. Monsters, just fascinating people. All right, last card down. Last card down, a healing mantra deck card from, well, the Nat Khan healing mantra deck would make sense. Voices of the Ascended Masters. So let's see what would help you with this. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of the path of true love, please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. I feel the inflammation and all of that fire. I feel the frustration and the passion, right? Passion blocked creates oftentimes anger, frustration, and wrath, deadly sin of the heart chakra. So please, what is their perfect healing mantra on the path of true love? December 2020. Or timeless. Allowing appreciation. Now you might not like this one so much. It's a little positive thinky for me in general. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it, which seems a little grandiose, everything, but it does mean bit by bit. I'm going to read this for you, but if you are familiar with the work of Abraham Hicks, and Lord knows so many people are, think about the rampage of appreciation. I used to do them every morning for years and years and years, still didn't manifest everything I wanted, but manifested everything I needed. That's how it works, right? It's not about what you want. The ego wants all sorts of stuff. Burn down the village! And the soul is like, I want to grow and evolve and learn how to forgive and appreciate that which I have, which, you know, I was raised like, be appreciative of what you have. There are children starving all over the world, which is just a fucking guilt technique, right? So some of us can have that vibe of, I have to appreciate this. I don't want to appreciate it. It sucks. But it's about allowing appreciation, which is the name of the mantra. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul, not the satisfaction or gratification of your ego. Sorry, I didn't write it that way. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. And that is true. Look, when you're done with this, go watch Rampage of Appreciation by Abraham Hicks. If you are unfamiliar with them, there are billions of YouTube videos on appreciation with them. the collective. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, indeed, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. See, that's why this decision, I don't think, is a major arcana thing yet. This is like, what do I do? What do I do? And you're doing it through the head, right? That's why writing it out in some form of free-flowing, like stream of consciousness, prose or something like that, but poetry. They are created, so just to backtrack on that. Well, there's true worth in uncovering your life's purpose. Most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. And I get that. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, it's like, okay, now I got what I wanted. Now I will allow appreciation. You must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feeling of elation, the feelings of elation that are always alive within you, though maybe dormant, right? So to say, all right, I don't know how to appreciate this thing that I'm in, but I'm willing to allow. Right? I'll allow myself to feel appreciation about this. Right now, it kind of sucks. Right now, I'm angry. Right now, I'm stuck in my head. Right now, I got this decision to make, and there's conflict coming at me that I may or may not know about. But in the poetry of it all, every life has conflict. Every day is a winding road. I hitched a ride with a vending machine repairman. So he's been down this road more than twice. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, which all of us could use in 2020, decreasing feelings of scarcity. Like maybe people ain't giving you what they say they're going to give you, and raising your vibration. Abraham Hicks, trust me on that one, at least as a process, practice, or game, as they like to call it, to kind of move you forward with this. I mean, putting this all together, I'll certainly do that in the blessing and prayer in a moment, but just the predominance, 1, 2, 3, well, 3 air cards really is not the end of the world. 4 with Scotty, the North Wind in your destiny position, right? 2 fire, 1 water, and 3 major arcana, 3 spirit cards. Oh, sorry, right, 2 fire. Yeah. Look, guys, you've got fire, no earth. That's what's missing. That's what I was looking for. No earth card here. So this may not be so much in the manifested physical in terms of what's going on inside of you, but it feels like that fire is building up. So let me give you the prayer. Breathe. May the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, December 2020, or timeless. That they may move through with the grace of a poet or with a poet through this analysis of the decision that they have in their life, with this volcano brewing inside of them that has come from a place of deep criticism, minute point, perhaps to the point of mental obsession here, that is bringing the conflict to a head within them, really seeing very, very clearly that this conflict, both sides are fed by the same fire. And then they may move forward in grace, with the grace of the Amazon of that chariot, balancing their motivation and their inspiration as they learn the lesson that something has ended within them. Not the death card, but the world card, that it's midnight, now it's 12:01. That from the outside, they are putting out this 10 of Cups vibe, right? This emotional, ecstatic, yes, life is fun, life is great, but there is something percolating beneath them that they really need to address and heal here, so may they do so with the balance and the grace that is shown here in their destiny of Skadi, the North Wind. Heed the North Wind's mighty gale, lock the door and drop the sail, bringing them into balance so that they may have an outcome that is purely based in the decision of love, true love, the love that is based in truth, in clarity, love of self, love of the divine, love of another, all united as one. The decision being made there because they are limitless. May they know that they are limitless. May they recognize this truth that they can do anything that they choose to do as they are allowing appreciation, receiving the value that their life increases by every time they appreciate everything in it for their well-being, for the well-being of anyone concerned here, and for the well-being of all of life. So may it be. And so it is. Path of True Love is probably your greatest contribution to the evolution of humanity right now, planetary ascension, spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, unless you're really like a divine masculine in the world, right? You know, going out there, working and saving people and shit, right? You know, essential workers and all that. But this is really a beautiful reading. Tricky, starts tricky, but ends well. So if something clicked, please hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you want more of me. Hit the notification bell, particularly with the extended readings. I put them out as soon as they're done. I don't schedule them anymore. Sometimes I do, like, well, in 5 minutes, it'll go at 7:30 instead of like 7:25. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very blessed of this. Who's the poet in here? That's what I want to know. If you want to comment, I like to post a question, right, to my viewers. If you want to comment here on YouTube, what's this volcano about? What do you want that's burning inside of you? And what is that poet archetype about? I think that's the more intriguing question. Anyway, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love for December 2020 or timeless, my darling Cancerians, my crab cakes. Hell.